When Max comes on here, his second time, it's funny how he breaks everything down. Right? I like how he's using Dogecoin. Look at what's happening in the meme economy.
And he's doing it in a really good way. You're talking about risk adjusted return. He's using Bitcoin as the most de-risked asset, and he's going to Doge. And so he's saying that particular token is probably the best risk adjusted community based token. Then he's moving to PePe.
You know what people care about? They care about Mike. What's going on, Mike?
My name is Max, David.
I'm kidding.
He keeps on saying
I'm
Mike.
trolling, bro.
And then I'm like, who, Mike Lindell from My Pillow?
What's up,
Mike
guys?
Lindell.
How we doing?
What's up, Max?
Max, what you seeing on this markets, man? How'd you like this weekend?
Yeah, I love the weekend action, man. We saw a little bit of tether printing as well, which you love to see. You love to see that. Obviously, a very positive correlation between USDT being printed or added to the overall supply and markets going straight up in a straight line. So I'm thrilled with what I'm seeing, man. Again, I said this last time, I'll say it again, and I got a lot of bullish propaganda to share whenever you're ready. But I think we are still in the very early innings of a absolute manic bull market, and every day I get more and more excited. So
let's go right to it. If you want, share the screen and let's go right to what you're looking at here. I got a few, I have a few questions for you. By the way, a lot of people loved what you did on the last episode, so I wanted to see.
Heartwarming.
Yeah, it is. Listen, the people see, people know genuine. So let's go ahead and let's share this screen and let's move here. Go ahead, Mike, take over. I'm kidding with you, bro.
I know.
It's Max. I'm just having fun today. It's Monday.
No, we gotta have fun on Monday, right?
Not you. I'm talking to the crowd. Like,
yeah,
no, it's Max.
Daryl from Gokhshtein. I get it. It's fine. Or call me whatever. Let me just tweet this out real quick. I want to retweet this.
By the way, just to let everybody know, this is the breakdown episode 322. We're talking about Bitcoin hitting new all-time highs before the halving, which is crazy. Like I'm sitting back and I'm still trying to register all this shit that's happening before a halving. You have BlackRock. Essentially, they have more Bitcoin than Michael Saylor and MicroStrategies, which is crazy. Crazy to think about how long it took him to acquire so much Bitcoin, and it only took them 8 weeks. That should tell you how much money they have. And just watch when all the institutions, the tier 1 institutions come in and they start offering Bitcoin ETFs to their clients. It's going to, like, for me personally, I'm not trying to be a bull chart, but like it's a very bullish case for me right now. We're also talking about meme tokens and them becoming their own sector here. You have NFTs, you have the altcoins, and for me now, you have this market, a meme economy that's growing. And for me, I see a lot of people coming into it and enjoying it. So go ahead, Max. My bad. Go ahead and kill it right now.
No, you're good, man. I was just playing around with this virtual background. That's kind of interesting. All right, well, we're going to start with Bitcoin, guys. And man, okay. Yeah, we're going to start with Bitcoin. All right. So I want to give a real simple class on this idea of being overbought or oversold, okay? Because I see a lot of people using it incorrectly, and it's to their own detriment at this phase of the cycle. All right. So I see a lot of people saying, oh man, Bitcoin is so overextended here. RSI is so overbought, and it's so, in the bear market, it's so oversold. And they're looking at it completely backwards, right? Like when weekly, 2-week, monthly Bitcoin RSI becomes overbought, quote unquote, that term is broken. That used as a naked term, overbought, implies that it's time to sell, meaning too many people are buying. In reality, what that means is that the mania is just about to start. That means that demand is dramatically outpacing available supply. Okay, so let me throw on some stuff that I have pre-saved right here. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin when the monthly RSI gets above 70, okay? And then we're going to expand this out to altcoins, which is where I assume most of our focus is, and if not, it arguably should be, all right? So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to throw up, actually, let's just put on RSI, and then we're going to fix it on to the monthly. All right. So, by the way, I can't stand that TradingView put this little moving average here on RSI.
Why did
This
they
does
do
nothing,
that?
guys. It does nothing. It does absolutely nothing. That's not how you use RSI. Not even close. It's kind of gross. But anyways, we're gonna customize it ourselves here. So the chart above is on the 2-week. We can put it on whatever, but I'm going to pin the monthly to 1 month because this is where the real fun historically has begun. All right. So I made this in advance. I have this saved just for the purposes of time because I spent a lot of time making these charts. But look at what happens. All right. Actually, let me just take one step back. This line right here on RSI, guys, and I'll make it much thicker. We'll make it 4 and green. You see that big thick green line on RSI? That's the 70 level. It's 70 on the money. All right. When Bitcoin monthly RSI gets above 70, I'm going to put a blue dot there. Okay. Blue dot. There it is on the Bitcoin USD chart above. All right. Blue dot, blue dot, blue dot. And by the way, I tweeted out this exact chart when Bitcoin monthly RSI was down here at like 60 something and price was still in the 50s. All right. And now actually we're just going to do this as well. I'm going to just hide some of this stuff right here. I don't think we even need all of this because I had a more thorough drawing made, but we don't need that to make our point here. I actually think it might be crowding it just a little bit. All right. So let's take a look at this, guys, right? So again, Bitcoin monthly RSI over 70, again, marked by blue dots here on the chart. Historically, what has happened is that price walks up aggressively into this region. All right, we're going to highlight this here each time, and we'll make this, we'll make it purple. All right, we like purple.
We like purple.
Yeah, we like purple. Bitcoin global bottoms. Price slowly walks up until Bitcoin monthly RSI gets above 70. Okay, same exact thing every single time. This one was a volatile cycle, right? We had COVID. We also had a big deviation in the bear market here, but nonetheless, we are doing what we have always done. Global bottom, price creeps up, and then look what happens when Bitcoin monthly RSI gets over 70, guys. All right, we have between 329 and 364 days of absolute mania. And by the way, a majority of the returns for Bitcoin, and we'll get into altcoins after this, occur once Bitcoin is already overbought, okay? Which is why I can't stand when people just say, oh, it's overbought. All right, it's overbought. We need to, we need to sell, or we need to short, or we need to get out. They're misinterpreting it, right? This when we're up here above 70, this green line on the RSI, that means that there is so much demand right now, people are just shoving. Okay, I mean, not literally, right? But that's how you should interpret it. So historically, the past 3 times, we've had over 300 days of froth after this cross. So Bitcoin monthly RSI has been above 70 now for a couple weeks. So again, if we use historical trends until there's a global top, past 3 times it's been about a year. Okay, it's been about a year. So I wanted to start there, and we can ask some questions. We can get into what this means for alts, what I'm expecting, but again, I don't want to just monologue for 3 hours straight and just hijack your show. So we'll start there, but there it is.
Looks good. The presentation is definitely on point. Look, I mean, we had stock tweets on just now, Tommy, and he essentially said the same thing. He's like, people are already saying that like we broke all-time high, so expect us to retrace. I have this opinion, like we're not even there yet. Like we really haven't seen a God candle. Like for me personally, I really haven't seen that God candle that I'm accustomed to seeing. I've seen a natural flow, especially with obviously the institutions in play. So, all right, Bitcoin, we have that covered. What do you see with ETH? Because ETH has been one that I was worried about ETH because obviously it switched from POW to POS. I didn't know how it would actually react, but it's hit past 4,000. It hit past 4,000 this weekend. What do you see? Oh, you already have the charts lined up. I love this.
I always come prepared, David. Always.
Hey,
man. Game time ready.
Max, I know, Max.
We
See,
don't
I'm
have
gonna say
time to
Max. I'm
waste.
gonna say Max 3 or 4 times to let you know that it was a fucking joke. Go ahead, Max.
I love it, David. You're all good, man. This I actually tweeted this out this morning, guys. This is on my Twitter. If you want to save this chart for yourself or try to recreate it later, you can check that out. But there's people out there that say that TA doesn't work, okay, and they say that TA is astrology for grown men, and I think it's pretty funny, and I kind of like it, right? And to a degree, they're correct. But I'll tell you guys, I have studied the art of TA for many, many years, and I can confirm that it works, and it works to a spooky degree. All right. So if you are dismissing it and you are writing it off, consider otherwise. So let's take a look at last cycle, right? So I've got ETH here, 2020 through 2021. Look at what happened, guys. Look at what happened. All right. And actually, let me, as an additional point of confluence, we're going to put Bitcoin up on the bottom here. We're going to put Bitcoin up on the bottom here. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it to the pane above, just so we have a little bit more room to work with. All right. So let's move this up here. We'll move Bitcoin down here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make these candles. All right. And I have to make the charts look pretty, guys. It drives me crazy if it's not, perfectly lined up. It's got to work. It's got to be good. Because it's like I need people to understand the complexity of what we're working with. So I like to make it as easy to understand and interpret as possible. All right, let's recreate that here on the right also. Here's Bitcoin. Or I'm sorry, yeah, here's Bitcoin. ETH is above. Again, we're just going to do a little bit of adjusting. And the important thing to note is ETH season historically, and alt season, has not truly begun. It has not gone crazy, mania, the returns that we're all, eagerly awaiting. That hasn't happened and doesn't happen until Bitcoin gets definitively above its all-time high. Not like the little bit of, chop that just happened. I would say today is the first real breakthrough where like we have sliced through the previous all-time high, guys. All right. So let's do this again here. Let's draw out the previous Bitcoin all-time highs. So last cycle, here was the previous Bitcoin all-time high. This cycle, here was the previous Bitcoin all-time high. All right. And then here's ETH above. And yeah, we don't need to really separate them. Let's mark out right here when with a dot, or we'll just do even a line, right? When Bitcoin has really busted through the all-time high, like this area right here. Last cycle, when Bitcoin really got above the all-time high, you can see where ETH was. So right here, okay? This is when ETH really started to move. You can see by these purple boxes here, okay? And by the way, you can see ETH was still below its previous all-time high when Bitcoin was well above, okay? But the real mania for Ethereum, where it, doubles, triples, quadruples almost in an instant, doesn't occur when Bitcoin is below its all-time high. It happens when Bitcoin is clearly in price discovery. So again, where are we at right now? Bitcoin just broke above its previous all-time high, and ETH is in a very comparable spot to where it was last cycle. Look at that. Very, very similar. So what am I expecting for ETH here? Again, same thing that happens every cycle. Bitcoin takes a moment to just kind of like chop and range, right below the previous all-time high. Once we get that definitive, clear, zero doubt, zero question, all the local FUD campaigns have died out and dwindled. Bitcoin clearly makes a new all-time high, which in my opinion has just happened finally. That unleashes the beast. That basically opens the floodgates to alt season and crazy speculation. So, I'll remove Bitcoin from this equation here. We don't need it anymore. We can readjust the charts. But point being is we are doing what we have always done. And that's not to say that Bitcoin is a bad hold here. Fundamentally, Bitcoin is never a bad hold. Bitcoin is always a good hold fundamentally. But what am I expecting to outperform? Well, if history is any indication, I'm expecting ETH to start its charge up. I mean, it's already well over 4,000 and no one seems to even care quite yet. But you have to view Ethereum as sort of the king of altcoins. When Ethereum starts to pump, that liquidity, that interest trickles down to mid caps. You're between 15 and 50, ranking by market cap, and you start to see mania across the board. And, I've got some other charts as well, but, I can leave that there. But this is, and just where I said TA is spooky, guys, like, what are the odds that Ethereum last cycle peaked out to the penny at the 3.618 fib? Is that a coincidence? I don't believe in coincidence. I think it's a lazy way to write off something. It's pretty unbelievable. So we'll see if it happens again this cycle. But I'm super bullish ETH here now that Bitcoin is just chatting above 70.
That's awesome. I appreciate that on ETH. I'm big on ETH. I'm not an ETH maxi. Like, these guys are like, I swear to God, this community kills me. Either I'm a Bitcoiner or a Bitcoin maxi, or I'm a ETH maxi, or I'm a meme maxi, which is crazy. You want to get into memes? I'd love to get into memes right now.
Yeah, I want to get into memes, but also it's so something to note here is, like, what do you think the vehicle of choice is David and AJ, for people that are making money hand over fist holding spot ETH? Where do you think that they're going to go out on the risk curve to? What tickers are they going to go to chase beta? They're going to go over to Uniswap or CowSwap or one of these dexes, and they're going to swap ETH into PePe.
Most likely. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes total sense.
That's how you have to look at it, right? And where are the Solana guys go? When Solana, and by the way, this is Solana versus ETH, and then we're going to get into memes. This is Solana right now versus ETH last cycle. I mean, look at the similarities here, guys. This blue circle is when Bitcoin made an all-time high. So again, Solana is, in my opinion, an easy 6x from here. It's a soft toss. It's basically doing what ETH did last cycle. So where do you think the Sol guys are going to go when they want to go further out on the risk curve? They're going to go over to they're going to go over to a Sol Dex. They're going to go over to Jupiter, and they're going to swap Sol for WIF. WIF is the meme coin of choice, it appears right now, for the Sol L1. So again, when we start to see L1s like ETH and Sol get close to pressuring new all-time highs and go into price discovery, when people go, you want to be in front of it. Where are they going to go when they want to go out on the risk curve and they're making money and they go, okay, time to boost my returns? They start shoving, meme coins, and that's what we're going to get into. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's the same thing. One thing, and just an additional point here I wanted to talk about. This is total 2. All right. So again, we were talking about what happens when, monthly RSI gets into, serious quote unquote overbought territories. Again, we just had that cross like a day ago. All right, for total 2. And for those that don't know what this is, total 2 is your altcoin index. Total 2 is the total crypto asset class minus Bitcoin. So here we go again. Look at the blue dots, guys. Look at what happens when total 2 monthly RSI gets above 70. This is your level, right? This is your risk on level. And it's coming perfectly confluent with Bitcoin busting through its all-time high. Who would have figured that to be the case again, right?
Yeah.
So here we are. Let's take a measured move. What happened after the first one? 293,000%. I'm not exactly expecting that, but I do expect some pretty great returns. Last cycle, 633%. We just got this cross. I mean, the majority of the returns are not from, down below. Like, let's do this again here. What were the returns from, right below the purple dot? So before the blue dot, we total 2 went up 400%. After the blue dot, we went up 293,000%. Let's take another move from last cycle. Down here, 300%. Then we had our blue dot and we went up 600%. Again, so what did we just have happen right here? We won't even go from the bottom. We went up 150%, and we just printed our blue dot. I'm expecting at least 2 times the performance, at least 300% from here, which would be total 2 going to at least 5 trillion. Okay, just in similar fashion. Again, do not fade monthly RSI being overbought over 70, guys. This is where things really start to heat up. But let's talk about meme coins if you're ready.
Where the whole crowd's ready. It's funny. Like, I'm interested. I'm interested in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like, I love meme tokens. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But these people right now, they're like, "Yo, Max, talk memes, please. I don't care about total market caps. I don't care about Bitcoin, Boomer Coin.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take Boomer Coin any day of the week. I don't care about Ethereum and Vitalik dressing up like a unicorn. Tell me what is happening with my favorite assets. Go ahead, Max.
Happy to. So, like we talked about last time I was on here, David, and AJ, it, Doge is the backbone of the entire meme economy. All right. I'm not even willing to debate that, guys. I've spent enough time with it. We can go over all the charts. If you are interested in investing in memes, all of them, unless they're like micro caps that just got dropped, and you're looking at them on Deck Screener and they're 50K market caps or whatever, that's different. I'm talking established meme coins, like real meme coins that have some cyclicality to them. The backbone of the entire meme economy, the meme ecosystem, is Doge. You have to pay respect to the OG, to the king, the first mover. You have to. And every meme coin should be denominated and pair traded against Doge. Why would you hold a meme coin if it's not going to outperform the king? Because the king is safer. It's much safer to just buy Doge than it is to speculate on, even a lot of my favorite meme coins like PePe or recently Bobo, which we will get into. But again, if you cannot outperform Doge, no point, right? But luckily our memes are. So let's just talk about Doge first. Let's set the stage a little bit, all right? Here's Bitcoin down below. We're going to label Bitcoin right here. We'll put it in orange. So it's overwhelmingly clear. All right. Here's Bitcoin down below. And these green lines right here are previous Bitcoin all-time highs. Okay, here we go. And again, I have marked them as well with these vertical lines and labeled Bitcoin new all-time high. And I also have some circles here. So what I find most interesting is the predictable cyclicality of these Doge moves. All right, let's take a look at the previous two cycles. Bitcoin down below here makes a new all-time high in 2017. And we marked out the Bitcoin all-time high here on the Doge chart. What happened when Bitcoin made a new all-time high? Doge went nuts. Doge went up from, it was tiny at this point, 0.00021. Here, let's take a measured move, actually. We can erase that. Let's take a percentage move, right? So when Bitcoin makes a new all-time high, Doge goes up 2,000%. Okay, incredible. Let's go back. All right, let's keep it moving here. How about in 2020 when Bitcoin makes a new all-time high? Again, marked out clearly right here. What happened? Doge goes up 25,000% in a very short period of time. And it just ranged and chopped and consolidated and didn't do anything until Bitcoin made a new all-time high. All right, let's see where we're at right now. What's happening? Bitcoin makes a new all-time high. And look what happens. Doge pops, right? So what am I expecting for Doge? I think $1 is programmed. I also think $1 is potentially conservative. I would expect $1 to put up a battle or to be front run initially, but I would anticipate maybe a global top being, we'll just say higher than that. Okay, higher than that for now. All
Let
right.
me ask you a question. Does Elon have to be involved with like
No.
his, he's not literally saying go into Dogecoin, but him putting out those memes, does he need to put out those memes in order for Dogecoin to get to, a dollar and 20?
No, I don't believe so.
He could do it without him.
Yeah, I believe so. I think that, there's no denying the impact that Elon had last cycle, and I think he was certainly part of getting Doge, and a big part of it last cycle, getting it to the levels that it did go to. And I think that he really set it, this idea of a meme economy and the legitimization of meme tokens. He really set that ball in motion. It was a hell of an endorsement. And I have no doubt that if Elon randomly tweeted out like a picture of a dog or something, we'd see 1 billion in open interest hit the tape pretty quickly. But look, what you're talking about right now is a proof of work, a decentralized proof of work meme token that is older than Ethereum, and has multiple cycles to study. And also in year 10 of its existence has, a whole new layer added on top of it, being DRC20s and Doginals. And, again, the legitimization of the crypto asset class from last cycle compared to where we are right now, I don't think it requires sort of the crazy manic endorsement of a multi-deca 100 billionaire like Elon to be behind it. I think that he set it in motion, and I think that there's really no going back. It's like Pandora's box. I mean, he set it in motion, and that momentum is there, and I think it's going to continue. I mean, would it help to have a guy like Elon continually tweeting about it? Of course. I mean, you can't pay for that kind of advertising. But does Doge need Elon to succeed? No, I don't believe it ever did. I don't think we would have reached quite as high as we went last cycle without him. But again, I don't think that it needs Elon. But yeah, anyways, here, I mean, here it's as clear as day, right? It's about cycles and timing for me. If we can get some, crazy marketing done in the meantime, yeah, sure, that stuff all helps, but I'm only interested in the charts. I'm only interested in this, and I don't find it to be a coincidence again that these two cycles, cycle one from the first top to the second top, occurred, if you can see right here, 1,218 days apart. Let's look at the second cycle from top to next global top, which again was arguably induced by Elon, people like to argue, was 1,218 days apart. What's like, that's unbelievable. What are the odds that a global top, from global top to global top for Doge in two different cycles, 5 years apart from each other, 4 years apart from each other, happened exactly the same distance apart to the day, 1,218 days. Talk about Elon and his simulation theory. I mean, that is spooky, right? So if that happens again, where would that put our next global top for Doge? That'd be out in September. 1,218 days from the previous global top that was set here at 74 cents in May of 2021. 1,218 days out would bring us to September 2nd. Okay, so again, we went back and we looked at Doge here because we need to set the stage with other meme coins, right? Why are we super bullish on other meme coins? Yes, we love and we adore the memes, but if you guys watched last time, I am very, very data dependent. I'm very cyclically dependent. I'm only bullish other memes right now because I'm so bullish on Doge, as it should be. You shouldn't be bullish higher time frame other memes unless you think that Doge is going to rip face, because they are all somewhat pair traded against the king, being Doge. All right. But yeah, let's move over. Unless there's questions or comments or anything.
No, I'm good. I'm just, you know what? I want to listen to this just because I want the audience to see everything that's I want the audience to go ahead and understand. And instead of me going back and forth, listen, I believe in Dogecoin. Like, I've been a huge believer in Dogecoin, and I like the fact that you're using Dogecoin to look at the entire market. So, in terms of the meme economy market, um, that's a very, like, I said this to somebody on, I guess, on Spaces. I said that was some goated shit that you did on the last broadcast. So, but you can look at the crowd. They're asking for Bobo right now because when we last talked about it, listen, we can go right to PePe also, but when we talked about Bobo, man, you didn't even know about Bobo, but now, are you now officially in?
I'm officially in, David. I spent some time marinating in thought after speaking with you. I had that chart pulled up. We did the chart live. That was the first time I ever charted Bobo. I charted Bobo, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. I was like, hang on a second, I might be missing something that seems obvious to me. And I did a little bit more thought, and then I messaged you later that weekend, and I said I'm in next week. I'm not going to talk about it yet, but I'm in next week. The chart looks insane, And the way I'm viewing Bobo is beta to PePe. So I want to work down the chain here, the risk curve. All right. So we started with Bitcoin, then we went to ETH, then we went to Doge. Now we need to go to PePe and then to Bobo. All right, because we're going to come full circle and paint a picture of, this whole sort of rotation, what we can expect, where, what's the most risky, what's the least risky. I mean, obviously the answer is kind of obvious, but we'll get into all that. But I think the natural next step here from Doge is to go over to PePe. Reason being is people buy Doge as beta to Bitcoin when the time is right. Because clearly, look at Bitcoin's on the bottom here, Doge is up top. When people want to speculate a frenzy or a mania phase in crypto, they immediately rotate Bitcoin into Doge, which is why we get these very repetitive, cyclical, highly anticipated moves where Bitcoin makes an all-time high, Doge goes crazy, right? So now what happens when people, are early into Doge and then they go, oh, I actually want to take more risk. All right, well, then we go further down the risk curve. Then we start looking at PePe, right? So I was just tinkering with this earlier. I guess we can talk about it. Let's clean it up. We'll do some of this stuff live, okay? So here's the deal with PePe, guys. I mean, I want to talk about this first. So this is a 2-week close on PePe. We just had a 2-week close Sunday night for us here in the US. This is insane, guys. This is insanely bullish right here. Like, the fact that we just 2-week candle chatted above the previous all-time high on PePe, this is incredibly strong. Like, incredibly strong. All right. A lot of people sleep on the 2-week chart. Don't do it. All right. The 2-week chart, there's a lot of hidden alpha in it. People love the 1 week and then they jump right up to the monthly. Don't skip the 2-week. All right. There is so much signal in the 2-week. And just a real quick point on that is I'll show you one of my favorite 2-week closes that we had not too long ago. So right here on ETH, everybody was saying, oh man, like, I think it looks, they were looking at like the 3-day and they were like, oh no, like this is some pattern that's going to play out right here. Look, we're back under this trend line. We're going to nuke down here. And I said, no, 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 no. You're looking at it wrong. You got to look at the 2-week. So if we go from body candle closes across the top, when we had this breakout here, I said, that's it. There's no going back down, So don't look at the 2-week chart and scoff, because look at what happens when you spend a long time here. Let's draw it out here. We'll just compare it next to ETH, because I mean, again, technically PePe is Doge and ETH beta, but when you spend a prolonged period of time reaccumulating and then you break out, let's draw it over here. Let's draw it over here. Prolonged period of time, and then you break out and you get this, this breakaway candle right here. This is our breakaway candle. It doesn't look quite like ETH's, right? But this is a breakaway candle, and I'm expecting, imminent expansion to the upside. But just to be clear, it could take another month, 2 months, before we really get like a blow off top. But this is an incredibly strong chart, guys. I mean, people like and this is why I'm hesitant to post lower time frame stuff, right? People will, they'll say, Max, like, give me a PePe update. I'm nervous. It looks like we're drawing back. It looks, oh no, it looks like we're gonna drop. And I'm like, man, like, look, there's so much noise on this, and it's only going to get worse and worse the higher PePe goes. We just talked about, Doge and Doge's cyclicality, right? Just to go back to this chart, like, if this continues to play out and Doge goes up to $1 or $2 or whatever it goes to, we need to go over and we need to take a look at, here, we need to take a look at Doge PePe. Actually, well, I like the PePe Doge. All right, let me do this. I like the PePe Doge chart better. It's much cleaner. Let's look at it this way. All right, here's PePe Doge, guys. Again, so if people are buying Doge to chase beta and outperform Bitcoin, and that's why they buy Doge, we need to compare PePe against Doge, right? And we were here. I mean, I was posting this publicly. I have videos on it. I've got it all over my Twitter, all over our YouTube. We were watching it down here, and I said, it's hard to justify holding Doge when we have a chart that looks like this, and it looks like PePe Doge is about to break out. All right. And what this means, just a quick little refresher, guys, is when the chart is doing this for PePe Doge, that means that Doge is a better hold than PePe. And when the chart is doing this, that means that PePe is a better hold than Doge. We're just trying to pair trade, which meme coins are better to hold. How is my meme performing against another meme? That's how these should be viewed, not necessarily just against their US dollar pairs. So I'm looking at this going, all right, let's take a step back here. Let's take a step back. If Doge is beta to Bitcoin and Bitcoin breaks an all-time high and then Doge starts to go crazy, all right, and PePe Doge, wherever it is, and PePe Doge looks like this, and it looks like it's going to continue to rip upwards. So again, let's look at like the weekly time frame. All right. And PePe Doge looks like this, and it's clearly respecting levels as shown below here. So clearly this is what smart money is doing to analyze these meme coins. What could I expect? Maybe we, kind of reaccumulate down here and then we start to move up. But if Doge is going to go to $1 and PePe Doge looks like this, that means that Doge has 5, 6, 7, 8, 10x to go. And PePe Doge looks like it wants to go up, maybe even 10x. Then you're talking about Doge going up 10x from here. And PePe Doge maybe going up, I don't know, let's just say even 5x. How about right here? So if Doge goes up 5x and PePe Doge goes up 5x, then it's 5 times 5. Then you're talking about a 25x for PePe USD. All right. So you don't have to worry so much about what's happening locally on the US dollar pair for PePe. Like the 1 hour or the 2 hour can do whatever it wants for all I care. Like I genuinely do not care. Again, look at this chart, guys. Like this is you don't want to chart this. You don't want to trade this. Like I'll do it. It's fun. We can talk about it. Like we can get into all that. But all that you should really be focused on is how does PePe Doge look and how does Doge itself look? Doge itself looks fantastic. Doge looks like within the next 3-4 months it's going to be above $1. And PePe Doge just had its highest weekly close, 2 consecutive weekly closes, and it looks like it's primed for higher. So there's no point in being concerned with the 1 to 4 hour time frame on PePe. People ask me about it all the time. So I kind of hesitantly post about it and I share a little bit just because people are nervous and I want them to feel like I'm still here for them, trying to guide them as best as I can. But the truth of the matter is, guys, whether PePe goes crazy or not is at this point, since it's almost a $4 billion asset, this is not a microcap meme anymore. This is going to be dependent on whether Doge can, continue this moonshot up to $1 plus. And I think it will. And again, PePe Doge looks great. So we're bullish. We're bullish Bitcoin right now. So we're bullish Doge as Bitcoin's above the all-time high. And if we're bullish Doge and PePe Doge looks like this, then we're super bullish PePe. All right. Now we want to get into Bobo. Okay. So now we are 4 steps removed down the risk curve. All right. Let's get into Bobo. All right. Why am I interested in Bobo? Yeah, the US dollar chart looks insane. But you know what looks even more insane? Is Bobo PePe. Okay, here's Bobo PePe. So if we're bullish Bitcoin above the all-time high, then we should be bullish Doge. All right. If we are bullish Doge because we're bullish Bitcoin, then we should be bullish PePe. If we're bullish PePe and the Bobo PePe chart looks like this, then we should be bullish Bobo. All right. Understand how far out on the risk curve we are right now. We're not talking about buying Ethereum here, which is, you want to outperform Bitcoin by a little bit. We're talking about tickers that are 100, if not potentially 500 to 1,000 times more volatile than Bitcoin. We are out on the risk curve here. This is the crypto equivalent of buying 0 DTEs in the stock market. Not literally, because I don't think any of this stuff's going to go to 0 like 0 DTEs can. But from a volatility perspective, understand how many steps removed from security you truly are investing in. All right. This is real degen stuff right here. This is not for the faint of heart. Okay. But understand, look at this chart, guys. We're talking about a sub 100 million market cap meme coin that can accurately be analyzed from a technical perspective against not only Bitcoin, not only Doge, not only PePe. I mean, look at this. Why am I able to chart Bobo against PePe and it actually works? Is it a coincidence? Is it a conspiracy? No, I'm giving you guys the secret sauce here. I'm telling you exactly how real big money invests in high beta alternatives to an L1. When you want to go further out on the risk curve, you don't just buy ETH. They start with that. But then where does it trickle out into? It trickles out into meme coins, this whole meme economy. This is not a coincidence that I can draw a trend line on Bobo PePe and it works. It's not a conspiracy. I promise you. This is real.
So anyway, Bobo is a real thing.
Is a very real thing. Here's all the evidence. Here's all I'm giving you guys everything. The secret sauce. I hope you guys are watching and taking notes out there because this is all you should be focused on. I mean, you don't even need leverage, right? You need to understand these rotations. You need to understand where capital's flowing, why it's flowing. What are the odds that Bobo PePe found support right here. You know, people are watching this. People like me. This is why I shoved right here. I shoved at this low right here. This is why I bought. I said, okay, we're holding demand here. Let's create some demand. We're on top of support and it's bouncing, right? So why am I bullish, Bobo? Well, clearly it's trading, against PePe, clearly. So I'm bullish Bitcoin above all-time high. So I'm bullish Doge. If I'm bullish Doge, I should be bullish PePe because PePe Doge looks great. And now I chart Bobo against PePe and it's charting well again. So confluence with the pair looking good. The USD pair looks great. And I said this, by the way, you could run the tape back, guys. When I was last year with David, we were right here. And I said, David, I find it to be a very, very low probability that this would be we were right here, guys. I said, I find it to be a very low likelihood, given how it's trading against PePe, that we would put in a deviation and move back down. I said, this is a pretty clear range breakout after, let's see how long we were here. We spent 3/4 of a year.
Spent 84 years like Rose from the Titanic.
Yeah. Spent a long time reaccumulating down here. We broke out of the range high. Meme coins are ripping left and right. And I'm able to pair trade it against PePe. I mean, why would I not throw a little bit of capital up at it? I'm up 10x on PePe, and I'm still holding everything. I haven't sold anything yet. Because, again, I'm bullish Bitcoin, which means I'm bullish Doge, which means I'm bullish PePe, which means I'm bullish Bobo. Let the scalpers scalp this stuff. Let them worry about PePe on the 1 hour and say, oh man, I'm gonna sell up here and then buy back here, and then you're gonna regret doing that when this chart literally looks like this. Okay, because you might be able to nail some little 1 hour moves and stuff, but when PePe is up here, I don't care how good of a scalper you are, you're not going to outperform a chart that does this, during a manic meme season. You're not going to outperform this. It's just simply not going to happen. So again, that's how I view Bobo, guys. It's this simple, right? Like the US dollar pair looks good. This is not a deviation. This is a confirmed breakout now at this point. The chart looks great. And again, I'm able to pair trade it against PePe. I mean, but again, understand how far out on the risk curve you guys are going here. This is 4 steps out on the risk curve. And every step out on the risk curve is 10 to 50 times more volatile than the previous one. Okay. Doge is going to be 10 times more volatile than Bitcoin. PePe is going to be 10 times more volatile than Doge. Bobo is going to be 10 times more volatile than PePe. You are 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, more volatile than Bitcoin here and risky. All right. But yeah, I mean, things look fantastic, guys. Things look really, really effing good.
Thanks, man. That's awesome.
Max, I appreciate you, man. We got to bring you back on Friday so you can do a small recap of what's obviously this week. We'll wait and see what happens. We bring you back if you have 10 to 15 minutes to spare just to go ahead and go over this. I like what you're talking about with Dogecoin. Every time you bring up Dogecoin, it's fascinating. I got to go ahead and dive back deep into Dogecoin. I'm a big fan of Dogecoin, but I got to dive deep into this because you keep mentioning that and it's registering. So I do appreciate you coming on today. Definitely appreciate you. Definitely, guys, sarcasm, New York. I like saying Mike, but other than that, he didn't even take it. He didn't even take offense, but he started laughing in the beginning of the show. But Max, appreciate you because Bitcoin. That's right. You can catch Max doing his show. You do it in the mornings, right? What time in the mornings do you do it?
Yeah, we are at 10:55 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday on the Because Bitcoin YouTube.
Cool. Check them out. If you don't like Al's show and you feel you're bored, go ahead and get some. I know there's 4 of you guys, right? Is it 4 of you guys? Just
we're either 4 or 5. We got a big team of analysts, so it's really like this. This is the show, guys. It's all TA focused. We just we talk charts, pair trading, do some live trading, stuff like that. So it's really fun. It's a little bit more TA focused than anything. So
and it's not financial advice. Okay.
No.
We're not financial advisors. Again, thank you, Max. I really do appreciate you coming on. Looking forward to chatting with you, bringing you back on Friday. Make sure you got some time for us so we can go ahead and break down the entire week.
I got you. Thanks, David and AJ. Appreciate you guys having me on. Take care.
Have a great one, bro. Appreciate you.
See you guys.
And he is good, man. This cat, I can vouch, man. He is good at what he does.
With that.
Bro, he's an assassin.
Yep.
He's an assassin. And speaking of assassins, hold on. Are we speaking about assassins?
Assassins.
What did you say? Say that again.
You said assassins.
Assassins.
What kind of assassin are we getting on today?
Well, I like to leave that in the past.
Okay, let's leave it in the past.
Please do me a favor. I don't want to talk about this on the show today, but
talk to him about that. I'm chill.
Oh my God. Speaking of assassins, it is Jason A. Williams, everybody. I don't know what he's doing out there. Here, go ahead and flex again. Hey, this man has a bunch of Porsches and Lambos, but like can't get nice camera, man. No, I'm kidding with you. What's going on? I'm kidding.
Wait, is it not working?
No, it was kind of fuzzy.
Is it working now?
It's working now. What's going on?
Yeah, how's it going, guys? Man, I really enjoyed the TA segment. I typically don't put a lot of credit into TA because it's so hard in crypto. But man, when these guys are on it during a bull run like this, it is valuable because I think you can predict the movements better when Bitcoin is moving so clearly. And I like the correlation. So I think that's hugely valuable. Like I'm so tired of spending time listening to people tell you why things aren't going to work. And it's so nice to be around like, hey, if you do these things, it could pay off for you, So I was speaking on Mario's space this morning and trying to do the same thing. Everyone's like, oh, meme coins are trash. And, I faded them last time and they're shit coins. I find no value in doing that. Like, I'd rather tell you why I'm doing something. And then if you want to try to do it, then go for it.
What do you, So like, yeah, I enjoy it when Max comes on here. It's his second time. It's funny how he breaks everything down, right? Others just come on and I don't know. Like, I don't really get into the TA because I feel like a lot of people just put up shit with lines and they, I don't understand what the fuck they're looking at. And most people don't either. Like it's, you put something up there and you take an educated guesses on your side. He's literally breaking it down though. Like I like how he's using Dogecoin, for instance, to look at what's happening in the meme economy. Base it off Dogecoin. They've been around since 2013. You have enough data available to you to look at all these assets and say, okay, we've seen this before. PePe's doing this. And I like how he led it into Bobo because I asked him about Bobo last week. He didn't even know what Bobo was. And then he charted it out and it's literally playing out as he said last week. If you replay the show, it's playing out.
And he's doing it in a really good way because you're talking about risk-adjusted returns. So he's using Bitcoin as the most de-risked asset in the class, right? Then he's saying, I'm moving standard deviations away from Bitcoin, and he's going to Doge in this class of community tokens. And he's saying that particular token is probably the best risk-adjusted community-based token, right? Then he's moving to PePe, another large cap, risk-adjusted, less. It's more risky than Bitcoin, more risky than Doge, but less risky than Bobo, which is way out on the risk-adjusted profile. When I was talking to you guys yesterday about Sharpe ratios, when you speak professionally with a pension fund and you're trying to get them to make an investment, they're looking at Sharpe ratios. They want to make sure that the risk-adjusted rate of return on the money makes sense for them. So, it's really cool. I enjoyed listening to that. I wish I would have been here longer.